Okay, welcome. Instead of doing an example where we go around the y-axis, we're going to consider a different axis. So, because I think the y, that's going to be simple enough, you're just changing variables. But if you have questions about it, let me know. Okay. In this example, what I want to do is, what if we rotate around an axis that's different than the x-axis? Okay. Let me rephrase that. An axis of rotation that's different than the x-axis. Okay? So for example, in this case here, here's the region that we've defined. So we've got the region that's bounded by 4 minus x, which is this line here. And then we got the x-axis right here. And then we're going to go from 0 to 4. Okay? But this time we want to go around y equals -2, which is this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate around this axis. So we can't use the area formulas directly because we're not rotating around the x-axis anymore. But we can still use it, okay? So if we think about it, sorry, the washer method, right? If we draw our triangle again, as a reference, well, again, we have two circles. We've got this circle here. So again, when we rotate it around, it's going to create a disk, and we want to find the radius of that disk, and the radius of the disk is going to be not f of x, because f of x tells you the height from the x-axis to f of x, right? Because this is y equals 0 to y equals 4 minus x, okay? So we're going to add this distance. Well, what's this distance? This distance is 2. So in other words, the radius, and I'll call it radius 1, of the bigger circle or disk is going to be f of x plus 2. And then, of course, when we do the rotation, we're going to have to subtract off the smaller disk, which in this case is just the distance from the line y equals -2 to y equals 0. And that's going to be 2. So the smaller one, which I'm going to call R2, is just going to have a radius of 2. And so this is going to become what? This is going to become 4 minus x plus 2, or 6 minus x. So now this is what we're going to use, and then we're going to use 2. And so our two functions, okay, are going to be, now the radius are going to be a little bit different, okay? So radius 1 is this, radius 2 is this. And so now when we do our formula, it's going to look like this. So volume equals, okay, from what? From 0 to 4. And it's going to be pi. So I'm going to pull the pi out. So now it's going to be the radius squared, right? So it's going to be 6 minus x squared minus the second radius, right, the inner radius, squared, which is going to be 2 squared dx. And so now if I simplify this, right, and again, if you don't want to FOIL this out, but if I integrate this, I can integrate it by using U substitution, piece by piece. Okay, or you could just factor it out. In fact, this one you could just factor out easily. So this is going to equal pi, the integral from therefore, this is going to give me what? Excuse me. 36 minus 12x plus x squared minus 4 dx. And so what I'm going to end up getting is pi, from 0 to 4, and of course if I simplify this, this is going to be x squared minus 12x plus 32 dx. And if I integrate this, I'm going to get pi times 1/3 x cubed minus 6x squared plus 32x, evaluated from 0 to 4. And when you evaluate that, I'm not going to do it, but when you simplify that, you're going to get 160 pi over 3. Or you're going to get what? The volume is equal to 53 1/3 pi. Did I do that right? Yes, 53 1/3 pi is the answer, or 160 pi over 3. And that's it. Here's one for you guys. Again, more practice is always good. Okay, so let's do this. Let's give you the boundary. So here's the region, and it says find the volume of a solid of revolution formed by revolving the region bounded by the graph of f of x equals x plus 2, and below by the x-axis over the interval from 0 to 3, and we're going to rotate it around y equals -1. And so again, listen to what I'm saying because I'm not writing it all out, but we're going to take the region that's bounded above by this, bounded below by the x-axis, and we're going to go from x equals 0 to x equals 3, and we're going to rotate it around y equals -1. And so go ahead and do that one. It's very similar to the one that I just did. So go ahead and see if you get the correct answer, and of course always email me if you get stuck or if you want confirmation that you got the right answer. Okay, take care, have a great day.